Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. You may want him dead, but he ain't going out that easy. I want him dead. This is the 1968 spaghetti western from director Paolo Biancini. It is also the first installment in the 4 classic westerns Savage Gun set from Arrow Video. The plot: after the death of his sister, Clayton goes on a hunt to take down and kill those responsible. That's pretty much it. It has a very simple plot, but I like this film's execution, and it may be, in fact, my favorite of all the 4 classic westerns set so far.
Not pretty enough for you?
Because these sets are gold. This is platinum. The motivation is clear, and it doesn't get weighed down too much. It wraps up everything decently, and I loved the ending. The characters: Clayton, played by Craig Hill from Assignment Terror, that Paul Naschy film, is a man who had opportunity, only to have it squashed more than once. He moved out to the desert for promised land. However, his dollars ain't no good here. He needs to get them transferred to pesos. Despite him working long, hard hours during every day of the week, his money ain't worth squat unless it's pesos. Now he has to go to the bank, which is always a hassle, but on top of all of that, his sister is raped and killed. And soon he becomes a man with nothing. I think Hill does a good enough job. His steely blue eyes captivate the soul. But he is also a bit incompetent at times, which I do understand. You shouldn't always have a perfect hero, which is usually not the case in these spaghetti westerns, but here, Clayton is an average guy who happens to be able to shoot halfway decent. Paloma, played by Leah Massari, who was born Anne Massari, but changed her name after her fiancé died before they can even be married. The character is a captive in her own home, along with another helping hand, Marissa, who is not all there and tends to be compounded to wherever her employer goes. Aloma and Marissa are tragic characters.
Pity. Better for you to be deaf and dumb. Because you might decide to talk someday.
Who are used in more ways than one, and to just have the unfortunate task to have to take care of all these slime balls. When Aloma meets Clayton, he's her knight in shining armor. Jack Blood, played by Jose Manuel Martin, and Harry Gum, played by Andrea Scotti, are 2 despicable characters who work for a one Malik, played by Andrea Boznick, who are hired to take out Grant and Lee before they can finalize the South's surrender, which is set in the wrong place in this film. Historically, it took place in Virginia. Whoops. Anyway, to get back to why they're so despicable, they rape and kill Clayton's sister, Mercedes, played by Christina Buzzanati, who actually plays dead very well. When she's playing a stiff, her eyes are open the whole time, no breathing, very convincing. Clayton's also moving around her, so it's not a still shot. She's actually playing dead well.
Yeah.
There's also a sheriff, Remo DeAngelis, whose brother Clayton kills in self-defense. He ain't too happy with Clayton and vows vengeance.
You killed my brother, and I'm gonna see that you're in the ground before he is. You can count on it.
He's not in the film too much, but still, you wonder when he's going to come back into the story and screw everything up. While the story is thin, the characters stand out. I also like that the film incorporated elements of the Civil War. And it surprisingly fits better here than it did in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's actually integral to the plot in some ways. Like many a spaghetti western, the film is well shot. Aloma has to watch Clayton get beaten up. She's just helpless. But the way it's shot, she's standing in front of this bush. I tried to make the shot work with more leaves around her in the thumbnail, but it didn't, so I had to take them out. Still, it's a beautiful shot. We get some bullet hits, a well-shot headshot, and some bruises and blood. The makeup and minor prosthetic work are decent. I mean, at least the blood isn't paint-like too much. For the motion picture soundtrack, Nico Fanenko, who also composed Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals and a Zombie Holocaust, does the typical score for a spaghetti western, having a theme song and incorporating it throughout the film in instrumental versions. Lida Lu does the theme song for this film, and it's actually really a good song. Clayton, oh Clayton, forget your hate. Lida sings about Clayton and his journey. Not too uncommon for this kind of movie, but it still does wonders. It sounds like a shanty you could sing at a bar and sway to. Clayton, oh Clayton. Much like Metello, Ryuki did a cover for the song, and it's stellar. Overall, while I love this film, I would not call it the best film in these sets. That honor goes to In God's Other King for me because of the horror elements and other things, of course. It's not super stylish, the plot is paper thin, and it doesn't go over the top. Instead, it's quite pulled back. The film is filled with drama, thrilling reveals, and some intensity. The one thing hampering this film from being the best that it could be is that it is not as memorable as some of the other films in these sets. Still, there have been worse. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. You have been watching Shark House Entertainment, and I have been your host, Brian Gatto. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. Also hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video, and as always, subscribe.